Hello, my name is Dr. Eileen Setti. I'm the Chief Operating Officer of Ronald McDonald House Charities of Central Illinois. I also serve as the Chair of the Human Services Collaborative. This presentation briefly outlines the economic impact of the Peoria area human services sector on the local economy. The Human Services Collaborative came together in 2012 to enhance the perception of community stakeholders concerning the economic impact and supportive services provided by nonprofit human services organizations. Our membership represents more than 40 nonprofit organizations in Peoria, Tazewell, and Woodford counties. We meet monthly to discuss local trends, share best practices, and receive training on relevant topics such as new legislation and local collaboration. We have commissioned Illinois Partners for Human Service and Western Illinois University to produce now 5 studies aggregating the economic impact of the sector in our Tri-County area. This presentation will focus on our most recent study released in 2024. I'll do a quick review of the methodology of our study. The methodology has remained consistent over the 5 studies to improve the reliability of longer-term trends that we are identifying in the sector. We invited 97 human services organizations who have a presence in Peoria, Tazewell, or Woodford counties to participate in the 2024 study. 30 organizations responded to the survey. Remember, this study is limited to human services nonprofits and excludes nonprofits with other missions. While these organizations certainly are important to the community, we're focused on human services only. To get perspective, hospitals and universities are excluded from this study. I'm going to highlight 4 key findings of the 2024 Economic Impact Study. First, based on the study, the human services sector is the 5th largest employer in the Tri-County. More than 2,300 full-time equivalent employees work in the sector. This is 2.3% of the total employment in the region. Remember, this number is very conservative because only 30% of human services nonprofits responded to our survey. In reality, we employ more than 2,300 full-time employees. Our second key finding is that the human services sector is an economic engine for the Tri-County area. For every $1 that is received in funding, the human services sector returns a total of $1.61 to the region's economy. This figure was calculated using accepted economic modeling to determine the initial and direct impact of earnings, along with the indirect or ripple effect of earnings in the area, as well as the induced economic impact of an increased tax revenue generated by human service employees spending in our community. While the modeling is complicated, the economic impact is not. The human services sector is a very strong economic contributor to our community. Our third key finding measures our economic output. In 2024, the human services sector had a total economic output of over $400 million. This represents 1.4% of the region's total gross domestic product. While we tend to focus on the impact human service organizations make on quality of life in our community, this study clearly supports that the sector is also a strong economic engine contributing to our local economy. The final key finding to highlight is the funding sources of the human services sector. 62% of funding came from federal, state, and local governments. This public funding far exceeds all other funding sources combined. So while the human service nonprofits are actively seeking funds from foundations, corporations, and individuals, there is a heavy reliance on public funding. In conclusion, fundraising and philanthropy cannot replace public investment in human service organizations. However, the sector is an economic engine. It is a top employer, it generates a high return on investment, and it contributes to the region's gross domestic product. Again, these figures represent only 30% of the human service organizations in the Tri-County area, so the figures reported in this study are very conservative. Finally, the human services sector is a vital contributor to community decision-making and impact, not only because of the critical services we provide, but because of the positive economic impact we generate. So please invite human service leaders to decision-making tables because we have a lot to offer. The full study can be downloaded from the Human Services Collaborative website. You are more than welcome to contact me directly for more information. And, as always, we welcome human services professionals and organizations to join our collaborative. Membership information is also located on the website. Thank you.